Nowadays, most information is available online with a quick search, whether it be researching plant compatibility for your aquarium or whether you can keep one species of fish with another. The information is all at our fingertips. That being said, the importance of books to the fish keeping hobby cannot be understated, with years worth of research bursting from every page. I'm an avid reader myself and self-confessed bookworm, especially in the fish keeping and aquascaping topics. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my recommendations for books within both fish keeping and aquascaping topics, and books that I believe will help you to enrich your hobby as they have with me. Each book has its own unique personality and is absolutely bursting with information. So without further ado, let's get into today's video and let's get started with some book recommendations. Before we get started with today's books, I'm going to start with an honourable mention. And I do believe that everybody should own one of these. This is not by a specific author, it's just a generalisation of the topic, and it is a freshwater tropical fish species encyclopedia. There's over 200 freshwater species described in this book. This one is by John Dawes. There are plenty out there by various different authors, and each one will describe to you the requirements for keeping the fish that you wish to keep. All different species in here. You've got your breeding and health care in here. You've got your tank requirements. You've got absolutely everything you need to keep that individual fish. These are absolutely brilliant just to have. They don't cost a lot and they really do provide you with the information you need to be successful in keeping your chosen fish species. Just going to give you a closer look of this particular encyclopedia. You've got all the different points that the book entails on the blurb there, and each page has various species and subspecies describing everything that you need to know, all tips and care tricks, and also paragraphs and paragraphs of information about the species. They're really handy to have, and if you can get one of these in your collection, you cannot go far wrong. For my first book recommendation, I have chosen a book by the great Takashi Amano. This is Origin of Creation, and it is his biography. It talks about his life from a young age, growing up in Japan, all the way up to how he discovered that with the correct plants, the correct layout, an aquarium can be almost fully self-sufficient with very little interference. He also talks about how he discovered CO2 and how it benefits plants, as well as his photography. His photography was absolutely incredible, and it is all detailed within this book. I would highly recommend, if you can get your hands on a copy of this, to read this, because it is seriously inspirational and it is an incredible read for any fish keeper and aquascaping hobbyist alike. It also talks about how he founded ADA and how they built ADA up from the ground. It is absolutely, it's so inspirational. I would highly recommend that if you can get your hands on a copy of Origin of Creation, you do so and give it a read. Within the pages of Origin of Creation, Takashi Amano takes you deep into his vision of nature. Each page is filled with insights into his hobby of nature photography, with photos he has captured all around the world. You'll also find personal reflections from his final years, where he talks about nature, beauty, life, and also the process behind his final masterpiece at Oceanario di Lisboa. It truly feels more like an art book and memoir combined, and an incredible tribute to his legacy. Following on nicely from Origin of Creation, we are going to go straight in with another Takashi Amano book. This is Nature Aquarium World. This is book 1. I haven't been lucky enough to get copies of book 2 and 3 yet, but that is on my radar if one comes up. They are hard to find, but they do come up. Book 1 essentially is a photographic book that basically describes Takashi Amano's layouts, how he has created them, what plants he's used, what fish are in there, all of the lighting, the CO2, the filtration. He describes absolutely everything for each setup and talks you through how to create them. This is an absolutely incredible book, and it is brilliant for inspiration, and I'm really hoping to get to read book 2 and 3 soon. It's the 1996 edition, so it is quite old, hence the slight damages that you can see on the book. But yeah, I've absolutely loved reading this book. It probably is my favourite book for inspiration. I've really enjoyed looking through it, and it encourages me to try new plants as well that I've not tried before. So without further ado, let's have a look inside and I'll show you some of the aquariums.
Within Nature Aquarium World Book 1, you really get a sense of how the Nature Aquarium came to be and where it began. Throughout the pages are various aquascapes in a range of styles created by Takashi Amano himself, whilst also explaining the thought process behind each scape, including breakdowns of plants, fish and equipment used, specifically tailored to each scape, to allow the aquarium and its inhabitants to thrive. Even decades later, this book holds up as a masterclass in layout and a huge inspiration to aquascapers all around the world, from beginners to experts.
Next up on our recommendations list, I have a book that is absolutely essential for anybody interested in plant keeping. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate level, expert level, this book has absolutely got you covered. This is the Aquarium Plants Pocket Atlas by Christel Kasselmann. It is a great book for referencing. So every time I want to try a new plant in my aquarium, I will look through this book, find the plant in the book and see what I need to do to help that plant succeed in my aquarium. So as you can see here, we've got all the different types of, this is Echinodorus here. It explains, I am going to go through it in more detail, but it explains everything you need to know about keeping that plant. It explains the region it's from, the temperatures required, the height it grows to, the growth speed, absolutely everything. This book is the smaller version, so this has, I think it's 200 plant species in this one. You can get the big version, which has, I think, 750 maybe plant species, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But this has all your basic plants. It has absolutely everything you need, and I would highly recommend it for absolutely anybody. I think it costs around £16, and I was lucky enough to get a signed copy as well. I ordered mine and it come through signed, so that was absolutely incredible. And yeah, I reference this for absolutely everything. All the plants that I have planted in the community aquarium, the Roma upstairs, all of those plants I've referenced through here to just basically see how I can grow them as best as possible. And I've had good success, and I'm putting it down to this book. So 100% I recommend this to everybody. I'm going to show you the inside of the book, show you all the contents shortly, and we will move on afterwards to the next book.
The Aquarium Plants Pocket Atlas by Christel Kasselmann is filled with information on over 200 plant species, outlining care tips, requirements for success, and photos with detailed descriptions to ensure that all levels and experiences of plant keeping are covered. As I mentioned earlier, I refer to this frequently to get an understanding of how I can provide the optimal environment for any aquarium plant I wish to grow, and would highly recommend this book for any enthusiast.
Next up, we're going to move on to another aquascaping book, but not just an aquascaping book, because this book also covers the maintenance of the aquarium, the setting up of the aquarium, the hardscape, how you pick your hardscape, how you pick your plants, how you run your equipment, which equipment to pick. It has absolutely everything, as well as the science. The science is there as well. So this is the Aquascaping book by George Farmer, the absolute legend that is George Farmer. Everybody knows his scapes are absolutely stunning, and this book is absolutely brilliant. It really is. It has plenty of ideas. It's great for beginners. It has ideas on how you can take your scapes to the next level, and also how to pick things that are going to match your setup perfectly. It really is a great read and it's easy to follow. I read this in a couple of days across evenings. I just read it when I got home from work and I did really enjoy it. So there's plenty, as you can see here, there's plenty of stunning scapes photographed in this book, all photographed by George Farmer himself, and I'm going to show you a few of these pages now.
George Farmer's Aquascaping book is, in my opinion, one of the most accessible books within the aquascaping hobby. Step by step, you learn every detail from hardscape selection to plant choices, whilst also gaining a thorough understanding on choosing the right equipment to suit your aquarium. For example, lighting, heating, filtration, and even how CO2 can benefit your setup are all covered. Maintenance of the aquarium is also noted in detail, explaining how to keep your new setup in optimal condition. Overall, this book caters to all experience levels as it is perfect for beginners, but also packed with insights that experienced aquascapers can learn and grow from.
Last but not least, we have a step-by-step guide to planting your freshwater aquarium. This is Sunken Gardens by Randall. I got this book secondhand from World of Books. It is available on their website and it is at a good price as well, so highly recommend this. It covers everything. It's another book that covers absolutely everything. It covers your biology, your water chemistry, your nitrogen cycle. It covers substrates, how to pick your substrate, how to pick your lighting, how to pick your filtration, how to pick your hardscape, literally absolutely everything you can think of. It then goes into plant descriptions, plant profiles, and the information is all there. So it really does outline how you can best pick what is going to suit the layout that you want. So the fish that you want, what plants are going to work best in their environment, whether you've got CO2 or whether you're not running CO2, what plants will work best to your water conditions. It's really good. It is really good. And there's plenty of good photography in here too. I'm going to, again, like all the other books, I'm going to show you the various pages, but the book is great and I have really enjoyed it. I haven't actually finished this book yet. I'm most of the way through it, but I haven't quite finished it. But yeah, I have really enjoyed it. It is a great book, and especially for beginners, anybody looking into to getting into the planted aquarium world, aquascaping, plant keeping, sort of anything like that. It covers everything, so you don't need to worry. You can learn and basically take it step by step and progress as you go. It's a great book, and again, highly recommend it. Let's have a look inside.
Sunken Gardens by A. Randall takes an in-depth approach, not just to the art of planted aquariums, but also the science behind them. With a detailed dive into water chemistry and the nitrogen cycle, as well as covering aquascape styles and biotopes, the book covers almost any questions you may have when setting up and keeping a planted aquarium. Not only that, but the detail provided on plant and fish stocking, substrates, fertilisers, and choosing equipment makes it accessible for anybody to follow when exploring the hobby for the first time. With troubleshooting and tank maintenance also covered, this book is a one-stop shop for all of your planted aquarium needs to make sure you can achieve your goals within the hobby.
That is it for today's video book recommendations for fish keepers. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new, and I would highly recommend each and every one of these books in their own individual right. Every single book in this pile I've learned new information from that has really helped me to enrich my hobby. We've learned about aquarium plants, we've learned aquascaping, we've learned Takashi Amano and the Nature Aquarium, we've learned fish keeping tips and tricks, as well as various fish species from the encyclopedia. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video and you found it useful. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I very much look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you.